Hey everyone, big news about Kevin Costner's epic western Horizon: American Saga. You were eagerly waiting for Chapter 2 to hit theaters on August 16th. You'll want to hear this update. After Chapter 1's rocky start, Costner and his team have made a bold move. They've pulled Chapter 2 from the release calendar to give more time for audiences to discover Chapter 1, which is now available on premium VOD and coming soon to Max. Curious about what's next for this ambitious saga? Why did Chapter 1 struggle despite its $100 million budget? And what does this mean for the future of the series? I've got all the details you need to know, so stay tuned. And don't miss out and give us a thumbs up if you like our video. Hit that subscribe button down below. And let's dive into today's episode. This week on Box Office News, Despicable Me is the first animated franchise in history to cross $5 billion. Despicable Me 4 loomed large at the international box office, earning a mighty $88 million to top charts. The animated sequel's global haul now stands at $437.8 million. Over the weekend, the Despicable Me series of movies became the first animated franchise in history to cross the $5 billion mark. Despicable Me 4 brings back Steve Carell as Gru, a reformed supervillain, and pits him against Will Ferrell as Maxime Lamal, former schoolmate turned bad guy and rival. The movie is playing in nearly 80 foreign markets, including China, where it debuted across 35,000 screens and 11,000 locations to earn $11.8 million. Another animated smash, Inside Out 2, continued to rack up strong ticket sales around the world. The Disney and Pixar release earned $50.2 million from 47 material territories. That pushes its international haul to $777 million, making it the fifth highest grossing animated film of all time, bypassing Despicable Me 3. Globally, Inside Out has earned a massive $1.36 billion. It is the only 2024 release to join that $1 billion club. Warner Brothers also got a head start on the domestic launch of Twisters next week, opening the film in 38 markets, including Australia, Mexico, and Brazil. The sequel to 1996's Twister earned $11.5 million. Next week, the movie will open in much of Europe, including such markets as France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and UK. Twisters stars Glenn Powell, Daisy Edgar Jones, and Anthony Ramos. It was directed by Minari's Lee Isaac. Universal has North American rights to the movie. And Paramount's A Quiet Place Day 1 grossed $10.4 million from 67 markets in its third weekend of release, bringing the horror prequel's international haul to $104.5 million, pushing its global total to $220.7 million. Let me know in the comment section below, how well do you think Twisters is going to do when it debuts? And with that, let's dive into the next topic. Like we mentioned, Kevin Costner has made the bold move, pulling Horizon 2 from the August release in theaters after its first chapter failed at the box office. Kevin Costner's period western Horizon: American Saga Chapter 2 won't be riding into theaters on August 16th after all. The film is being pulled from the release calendar for now, after Horizon: American Saga Chapter 1 bit the dust in its theatrical debut late last month. A new date has yet to be announced for the sequel, but a theatrical release is still the intention. After numerous discussions, Costner's Territory Pictures and distribution partner New Line Cinema made the decision to switch up their ambitious release plan in hopes of allowing more time to grow the audience for the first film, which sports a $100 million price tag. As part of that attempt, Chapter 1 will debut in the home on premium VOD July 16th, in addition to still being available to watch in theaters. The film could do notable business on PVOD. New Line spokesperson said, quote, Territory Pictures and New Line Cinema have decided not to release Horizon Chapter 2 on August 16th in order to give audiences a greater opportunity to discover the first installment of Horizon over the coming weeks, including on PVOD and Max. We thank our exhibition partners for their continued support as moviegoers across the U.S. discover the film and its theatrical run. A debut date for Max has not yet been announced. Warner Brothers' New Line's parent company began notifying theater owners of the dramatic 11th hour change. Many cinemas had offered consumers the chance to buy advance tickets for Chapter 2, which will now have to be refunded. The Horizon series marks a major gamble for Costner, who put $38 million of his own money into Chapter 1 and funded the rest with the help of two mystery investors and by selling off foreign rights. New Line and Warner's agreed to distribute and market the first two movies for a fee, with Costner ponying up for the marketing, and Costner intends on making 4 films in total. Horizon Chapter 1, sporting a running time of 3 hours and 1 minute, opened to just $11 million over the June 28th to the 30th weekend. It was an alarming debut for the $100 million movie, which was hampered by a poor B- cinema score and tepid reviews. Currently, it's got a 43% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It tumbled 51% in its second weekend to $5.4 million for a 10-day domestic total of $22 million. Worse, it's earned less than $3 million overseas. Chapter 2 likewise cost roughly $100 million to make. Costner's team indicated last week that he intends to resume shooting Chapter 3 in August. Costner is known for his confidence, but even so, he shocked Hollywood when he announced he would direct for the first time in decades and make 4 Horizon movies chronicling the Great Migration West during the Civil War era. In April, Warner Brothers signed on as a distributor and announced the unprecedented plan to release the first 2 films less than 2 months apart. He was so invested that he left his hit show Yellowstone amid his Horizon commitments. Costner believes his film would strike a nerve in America's heartland just as Yellowstone has, and while it indeed played best in the mountain regions, Midwest, South, and South Central states, it so far has failed to galvanize his fans or Yellowstone viewers to the desired degree. And particularly Yellowstone fans who are between the ages of 18 and 44. The movie, not surprisingly, is skewing notable older, with the majority of the audience over the age of 45. The marketing campaign crafted by Warner Brothers centered heavily on Costner, who toured the country as well as premiering the film at the Cannes Film Festival. The studio also leveraged sister companies that are part of Warner Brothers Discovery, including TNT, TNT sporting events such as Major League Baseball, the NBA, and TCM, where Costner appeared as a guest programmer. There also were extensive screening programs in numerous cities, as well as visits to military bases. So far, there's no word as to when Horizon Chapter 2 will return to the theatrical calendar. Warner Brothers and New Line did not pick up distribution rights to the 3rd and 4th films. And now on to our next topic. There's an NCIS staple that teases a possible return after a highly anticipated Origins prequel series. NCIS icon Mark Harmon has addressed the status of his on-screen future in the popular series. Mark Harmon has appeared as Leroy Jethro Gibbs in the first 19 seasons of NCIS. Now, Gibbs' story will continue as part of a new project titled NCIS Origins, and the role will be played by Austin Stowell, though Harmon will be heard narrating the prequel series. But the question remains, will Mark Harmon ever appear on camera in the main NCIS series ever again? The beloved actor himself says he doesn't know whether he will return to the series in the future, and while Harmon remains an executive producer, his on-screen future remains uncertain. It's been 2 years since he last appeared on camera early in season 19, when Gibbs informed McGee that he wouldn't be returning to DC and would instead stay in the Alaskan town where a case has led them. While promoting the upcoming prequel series at the Television Critics Association Summer Press Tour, Harmon told TV Line that while it wasn't necessarily his decision to step away, he has always let the writing team do what they want to do with its cast of characters. Harmon even continued the uncertainty when asked about a potential series finale appearance, stating that sometimes it's really just about feeling a character's time has reached its completion. In the past, NCIS showrunner Stephen D. Binder discussed Gibbs' absence from the franchise's 1000th episode back in April 2024, telling TV Line that the door is open for Harmon to return as Gibbs. However, should he make a comeback, they don't want it to be a small cameo. Saying, quote, "Of course the door is always open. When we bring him back, we're not going to bring him back for 2 minutes. It's got to be something special." Mark Harmon continues to work as an executive producer of the original series and will also be a producer of the upcoming NCIS Origins, which is set in the 90s. Producing along with narrating the forthcoming series ensures that Harmon will be in and around the TV universe for the foreseeable future. While he has missed the opportunity to appear on screen for a few milestone episodes, the door clearly remains open, and it appears everyone is taking a never say never approach to Leroy Jethro Gibbs returning in the future. For what it's worth, Harmon is a massive fan of what Austin brings to the table as he takes on the role of a younger Leroy Gibbs. Harmon spoke with USA Today on the same TCA press tour, saying that executive producer Gina Monreal saw immediate star power in his successor, saying, quote, "I joked about Gina swooning, but the truth is she did. She may deny it, but she did. And when Austin walked out of the room, she said, 'Now that guy is a star.'" NCIS Origins will premiere on CBS on Monday, October 14th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, before becoming available to stream on Paramount+. And as always, you can find full episodes of the original series on various platforms like Paramount Plus and others. With that, we jump over to our next episode. Lo and behold, another NCIS related story. NCIS, Tony and Ziva have begun production in Budapest as the full cast lineup has been revealed. Cote de Pablo and Michael Weatherly's fan-favorite characters will reunite on screen for the first time in 10 years in the upcoming NCIS spinoff. Some familiar faces will be joining Cote de Pablo and Michael Weatherly on the upcoming NCIS Tony and Ziva spinoff series. The latest show in the NCIS universe will see Ziva David and Anthony Donoso reunite on screen for the first time in 10 years. And People can now confirm the complete list of actors who will be starring in the spin-off, which has officially begun production in Budapest. On Monday, July 15th, Paramount Plus announced the full cast, including Laura Rossi, James D'Arcy, and Terrence Maynard as series regulars. Foundation star Ilo G will be taking on the role of Tony and Ziva's precocious 12-year-old daughter Tali, who is sick of being treated like a child. While Shadow and Bone Suman will star as Claudette, a chief technical officer at Tony's private security company. Per the press release, NCIS Tony and Ziva picks up after Ziva's supposed death when Tony left the NCIS team to go raise their daughter. Years later, Ziva was discovered alive, leading her to complete one final mission with NCIS before she was reunited with Tony and their daughter in Paris. Since then, and where we find them in NCIS Tony and Ziva have been raising their daughter Tali together. When Tony's security company is attacked, they must go on the run across Europe, try to figure out who's after them, and maybe even learn to trust each other again so they can finally have their unconventional happily ever after. The casting news comes after Weatherly and De Pablo teased potential name ideas for the upcoming series in a video shared on Instagram back in May. After scrapping NCIS Europe and NCIS Trust No One from the list, the crime-fighting pair revealed the title of the brand new spinoff. It makes it easy because the fans know exactly what the show is. It's about Tony and Ziva in Europe. She continued, saying, quote, "I expect intrigue, romance, the background of Europe, impossible situations that will make our life very complicated, but somehow a little something about love." After making his NCIS debut in 2003, Weatherly ended his run on the hit series in 2016. Meanwhile, De Pablo's character was seemingly killed off in season 13, the year before Weatherly's exit in 2015. Let me know in the comment section below. Are you going to be watching NCIS, Tony and Ziva? Or do you think there's been too many spin-offs of the original series? And how well do you think this series will do? Let me know in the comment section below. Before we dive into our next topic, we're going to play a game. We're going to get rid of another 5 states. As you can see, we've gotten rid of a few more from last week, and now this week, we're going to choose 5 more. Starting off, I think I'm going to go Oklahoma. Mainly, there's just nothing there. Oklahoma, and then I'll go Kansas. Mainly Kansas. It's just farmland everywhere you go, so it's like, is there a reason to go there? Third one will be, that's tough. Because a lot of these states I would actually keep for entertainment purposes. But I'm going to go, I'll go Wyoming. Similarly to Kansas and Nebraska. It's just middle of nowhere. Farming towns. I mean, it's a beautiful state and all that, but it's not much there. So our next one is going to be I hate to do this, but I'm going to go back to Tennessee and take them out. I'm just not a fan of like country music and whatnot. That's pretty much all that Tennessee is country music. So we can get rid of them. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have one more to pick. And that's going to be Arkansas. Really nothing there, so it's kind of pointless. It's a worthless state. But that's it. Let me know what 5 states you guys will get rid of. And now we can get back to our topics. And after surviving cancellation twice, the CBS series, SWAT, has officially released a Season 8 premiere date. The crime drama will make its fall premiere on Friday, October 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern. The series will lead off the network's block of police and public service themed shows on Friday, and will be followed by the 3rd season of Fire Country at 9 and the 14th and final season of Blue Bloods at 10 p.m. The series has now been saved from cancellation twice. Last May, CBS announced that the series was done after 6 seasons, but criticism of the cancellation by star Shemar Moore, as well as outcry from fans, caused CBS to reverse the decision a few days later. Season 7 was promoted by the network as the series' final season, but once again, fan outcry caused the network to uncancel the series in April. This time, CBS is playing it safe, making no declarations that Season 8 will be the last. SWAT stars Shemar Moore from Criminal Minds, The Young and the Restless, as Sergeant Daniel Hondo Harrelson, the leader of the LAPD's Special Weapons and Tactics Unit. The series not only showcases fast-paced action, it also delves into the private lives of the SWAT team members for an extra level of drama. In addition to Moore, the series also stars David Lim, Jay Harrington, Patrick St. Esprit, Kenny Johnson, Alex Russell, and Lina Esco. Excuse me. It's unusual for a network series to be brought back to the same network after cancellation, and being saved from the chopping block twice is nearly unheard of. In the case of SWAT, however, a strong and organized group of fans has kept it on the air. In truth, CBS didn't need too much convincing, as Variety has reported that the series was still pulling in strong ratings, hitting a high of 8.8 million viewers last season across all viewing platforms. The series has also benefited from its availability on streaming services. Various seasons of SWAT are on Netflix, Hulu, Paramount, Pluto, Roku, and Tubi. This wide availability for the series has given it the exposure it needed to build up a fan base that organized to save the series twice. SWAT is based on the classic ABC series that aired from 1975 to 1976 and was adapted to the big screen in 2003 with the film starring Colin Farrell, Michelle Rodriguez, and Samuel L. Jackson. And right now, you can get the first 6 seasons of SWAT on Netflix and then hop over to Paramount Plus for season 7. And we actually have an affiliate with Paramount Plus. If you want to support the channel, you can sign up to Paramount Plus using the link in the description, and you can help the channel. And with that, we go into some rather unusual news for us to cover. And that is that it's the end of an era. Skip Bayless has announced that he will be leaving the show, his Undisputed show, rather soon. One of the juggernaut sport pundits of our era is allegedly leaving his role after joining Fox Sports in 2016 and making Undisputed one of the more popular sports commentary shows on cable television. Skip Bayless will reportedly leave the series. What's more, one of the main faces of FS1 will step down from the show much sooner than readers might expect. Reports of Bayless leaving Undisputed were first reported by the New York Post. While there are no given reasons at the time of this episode as to why Skip is moving on from the show, which he helped put on the map, it's reported his final episode will take place at some point later this summer. The sports personality has not responded to the reports about his leaving, and representatives with Fox Sports have declined to actually comment. Based on the early reports, Skip Bayless leaving Undisputed will come a little over a year after his co-host Shannon Sharpe departed the program following years of chaotic exchanges with his broadcasting partner. Tensions really seemed to flare between them after a difference in opinion on how they responded to when Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field. Nothing was ever definitively confirmed, but Sharpe left months later and joined ESPN to co-host First Take with Stephen A. Smith. Shannon Sharpe struggled initially with calling Smith Skip, much to the delight of the internet, who frequently responded to it. Smith never took offense to the slip-up and even went so far as to defend Sharpe, noting that his mistake was understandable. Despite those hiccups, ESPN released a report that First Take had its most watched year ever with Sharpe joining the program. Back at FS1, Skip Bayless was given new co-hosts on Undisputed. While legendary sports stars like Paul Pierce were of interest to longtime viewers, reports say that the show never truly regained the momentum it lost after taking a break. The big question is, what's next for Skip Bayless, as Undisputed will allegedly continue on once he's gone. And Bayless signed a $32 million a year deal for 4 years back in March 2021, so perhaps Fox Sports will make pitches to try and retain him with a new series while the show goes on without him. Another possibility is that 72-year-old sports pundit is waiting out his contract to make a move elsewhere. While he's been critical of his former employee ESPN in the past, I could see him being welcomed back on the network with open arms. I don't think it's outrageous to believe Bayless might be looking into going solo and running his own podcast or program. Maybe he's even considering retirement. We'll just have to wait and see if and when he'll speak about it. There's a lot of great television on the 2024 TV schedule, but it's looking like watching Skip Bayless's final episodes on Undisputed just became a priority for me. You can catch him on FS1 weekdays starting at 9:30 Eastern. And before we take off for this episode of the Cinema Gold Show, we got to remind you of our affiliate, and that is Paramount Plus. I've got something amazing to share with you. Have you tried Paramount Plus yet? I absolutely love it. There's always something new to watch, from blockbuster movies to exclusive series. It's like having a whole world of entertainment at my fingertips. And it's so easy to use. Whether I'm in the mood for live sports, breaking news, kid shows, or even action drama, Paramount Plus has it all. One of my favorite things is the original content. There's always something fresh and exciting that I can't find anywhere else. Whether I'm at home or on the go, Paramount Plus is always with me. If you haven't tried it yet, you're missing out. Trust me, you're going to love it. Sign up for Paramount Plus today and dive into a world of endless entertainment. Paramount Plus, a mountain of entertainment. Use the link in the description today and sign up today. And you can check out all of their original content and, of course, their popular CBS series. And before we go, we'd like to remind you, if you want to support the channel, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. Your support helps the channel grow, upgrade our equipment, bring in new hosts, and hopefully one day take this show on the road. And we can do that with your support. Whether you can give $1, $5, $10, $50, however much you give is completely appreciated, 100%. And we thank you for even watching and listening. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button to be notified of future videos. And as always, we will see you next time.